What's going on, guys? This is Dio Green from Red Diamond Mobile Auto Detailing, and today we're working on a 1987 BMW M6. Now this is the second video of the big project that we've been doing to this vehicle. We've been doing a paint restoration, which is the first video that we did. I'll put the link below so if you can watch this. Everything from figuring out if paint is hard or soft, talking to customers or clients, talking about either it's a first stage or a clear coat color, if it's been repainted, and how to address certain vehicles when it comes to paint restoration, certain tips and tricks and things like that. And so we brought you from the before, the very swirled black paint, to the now polished, really looks good, phenomenal. But there's other things that we need to take care of, which are the chips and dings from rocks and road debris that have been embedded into this paint. Now, there are about 50 marks on this car that we're going to be doing today, and I'll show you a video of it because I've done the majority of the work now. But today I'm going to show you how to assess the chips, how to dress them, how to fix them, and your overall goal. Now what we're trying to do is not only make the paint look great again, because of course substrate is a gray white, so with black paint it shows up really obvious, but we're taking care of the cosmetics. But our real main goal is to make sure that this metal does not rust. That's really what we're trying to do today. So today we're going to talk about how to fix these chips, how to prep them, how to assess them, and the overall finished picture. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we will do is assess the damage of the paint from top to bottom. Touch-up is a very meticulous process that requires patience and precision. Because these areas of the paint are gouged and left with no clear coat or paint, wet sanding is not enough. We need to fill and level with new paint. After scanning the vehicle and circling all concerning areas, we will move on to step 2, prepping. Before we apply the new paint, we need to prep the damaged areas by cleaning them. Chip paint is brittle and can flake, so we want to sand the loose areas and scuff them so the new paint will stick. I use a paper hole punch, a number 2 pencil, and 2000 grit sandpaper. Start by hole punching a circle out of the 2000 grit sandpaper. Apply a drop of crazy glue on the unused eraser at the end of the pencil. Apply the hole punched sandpaper on the end of the crazy glue and allow a few seconds to dry. You're all set. Take your number 2 pencil and lightly sand the damaged area. Not a lot of pressure is required, so don't push too hard. After the area is ready, take carnauba wax and apply it over the damaged area. Most touch-ups look bad because of too much paint being applied. Carnauba wax will not allow paint to stick to it, so it creates a barrier around the chip. Next, apply rubbing alcohol to the chip itself. The rubbing alcohol will emulsify the wax and clean out the chip so the paint can be applied. After calling many dealerships, I found the exact color code for the vehicle I was working on. To find out a color code, call a dealership that works with the make you are repairing. Give them the make, model, and VIN number, and they will tell you exactly what kind of paint you were looking for. Read and follow the instructions from the paint manufacturer. Each product is different and is applied differently. In this case, the color and the clear coat are not mixed, so we will start with the color. Take an applicator stick and bite the fibers off so you have just the fine end. Dip it in the paint and dab the paint into the chip. After the paint is in, push it around to ensure even distribution. A common misconception is that a painting motion is required, while actually a dabbing motion is the best. Use a heat gun to expand the paint. Keep your hand near the chip to ensure that the panel does not get overheated. When the paint is heated and expands, it will then shrink. It is most likely that more paint will be needed and applied to completely fill in the chip. After the paint has had time to cure, we need to apply clear coat on top of the color. Again, you can use the heat gun to speed up the drying process. Alright, so now that we've let the paint cure for the recommended amount of time, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to sand it now. We're going to wet sand it. So I've got 2000 grit sandpaper, a sanding block. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna wrap this sandpaper tightly around the sanding block. Just like that. I have a bottle of water here. It's just water. Regular water. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna spray that down, and then we're gonna spray sandpaper down real good. Alright, and we're actually gonna come at an angle just like this. And sand it just like that. Okay. And this is what you have. You've got this very intimidating scratch marks. But we've leveled it out, and that's what the paint looks like. There's the focus here. So there was the chip, and now it's level, smooth. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to polish the paint and polish all of these scratches. Alright guys, we are finally done with this beautiful BMW M6. Now we talked about a lot of things, especially in the first video when it came to paint restoration. This video was all about filling in paint chips and really making sure that not only aesthetically it looks pleasing, but also that it doesn't rust. So in this video there's a lot of information. We talked about tools that you'll need, assessing, prepping, application, okay? A lot of information, and I appreciate you guys definitely watching this video. After all this work, I think it took me about 22 hours, and this vehicle definitely needed it. It looks a lot better, especially because you know how I'm such a big fan of black. Even though it's so difficult to take care of, it definitely pays off at the end. Again, my name is Dio Green from Red Diamond Mobile Auto Detailing. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email at diogreen@ymail.com. I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you guys so much for the support. I'll see you out on the field.